What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video the plan is to finally get the 350Z wrapped, but before we start doing that I actually have some more prep work that I need to do. I need to take the entire kit off and scrub it down so that the wrap sticks to it, and then I also need to give this thing a wash. So I've owned this thing for like 7-8 months now and I've never washed this thing, so it's actually really filthy right now. So I am pretty excited to give this thing its first wash. But other than that, we're gonna do some prep work now. I'm gonna start stripping the car down, taking some parts off and whatnot, and then we can start wrapping this thing. I'm actually pretty excited to see this thing in one color. Alright guys, so it's the next day. The kit is all sanded and prepped for wrap. The car on the other hand still needs a lot of prep work. So for those that don't know, this is going to be my second time wrapping a car, the S2000 being the first car that I've ever wrapped. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this wrap is holding up. It's been almost 3 years and it still looks pretty good for the most part. But right now we got to focus on the prep work on the Z. So I want to give some tips and tricks to those that are looking to wrap their cars. I don't have too much experience. I'm still considered a noob, I guess, but what I do know is prep work is very important. So you definitely want to spend a good amount of time prepping the car for the wrap. A lot of people say you need to clay bar your car, and honestly, I didn't clay bar the S2000 and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Definitely not gonna clay bar the Z because it's gonna be a drift car. I don't really care how the body looks. I just want it to be one color. Not gonna clay bar, but prep work is important. And I'm not talking about body work or like fixing dents or anything like that. I just mean going around the entire car, under every single corner, under every single edge that's gonna be getting wrapped. And you just wanna clean underneath so that the wrap sticks to it, because if you don't, you're gonna have a really hard time getting the wrap to stick to it. If you have any parts that have paint chipping like this, you definitely wanna sand it down and clean it up, because if you don't, once you put a piece of wrap on there, and as soon as you lift it to make an adjustment, that paint is most likely gonna stick to the wrap, and then that piece of wrap is wasted. So definitely want to go around, get rid of any kind of paint chip or anything like that. This fender has some of the coating peeling off of here, so I got to sand some of that down. This door over here is the one we replaced from the accident. It has a couple dents and dings here and there, and I was debating on getting this thing cleaned up, but honestly, I don't really care how the body turns out on this car, like I already mentioned, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But coming back here, underneath my taillights, this is what I mean by prep work. So everything here is really nasty. If you don't clean this up, you're gonna have a really hard time and it's not gonna be fun. So I'm gonna give the car another wash right now, remove every single seal, finish sanding the bumper, and we should be good to go. Alright guys, so the prep on the 350Z is finally all done, and I know I said I wasn't going to do anything to this door, but honestly it would have just been bothering me. So what I did was I just applied a thin layer of finishing glaze, and I'm really glad I did that because these dents are gone and this door is going to look a lot better. But I did spend a lot of time prepping the car, so I went over every single edge and I went even under all these seals and all that just to get everything cleaned up. I was debating on removing this piece. For the 350Z guys, they know how easy these things break, and if you're going to go look for replacements, you're going to probably pay around $500, so I really didn't want to deal with that. So I decided I'm just gonna leave these on and I'm gonna wrap right along the edge right here. I also cleaned these aprons just in case the wrap touches it. I didn't want any dirt or anything to stick to it. So overall, I think the prep work is pretty good on the Z and we could start wrapping. As far as wrap goes, I decided to go with cheetah wrap. So shout out to my boy David for recommending that. The S2000 I wrapped in Avery and it was really easy to work with. I recommend Avery, but I did pay over $600 for an entire roll for this car, whereas the cheetah wrap, I paid $395 for an entire roll, which is gonna be more than enough for a car of this size. They did recently raise their prices. I think it's like $430 for an entire roll, which is still not bad. So to all you guys out there that have mismatched cars, come on dude, like $430 and you can have your car in one color. I guess I'm gonna start with the easy part, probably do the hood, possibly get to the doors today. As far as tools go, you can get an entire kit on Amazon for pretty cheap. I got this kit a couple of years ago, which it comes with gloves, magnets, blades, and all the tools you pretty much need. I also got some knifeless tape, which is gonna help me with wrapping bumpers. I'll show you guys a little later. And then obviously you're gonna need a heat gun and then some microfibers. So go to Costco, grab a pack of microfibers. I guess let's start wrapping now. This is the progress we've done today. Pretty much got that side done and I'm just finishing up on this quarter panel. So I kind of just want to tell you guys what I've been doing. So this cheetah wrap actually comes with like a clear film on the actual wrap. So you have to take that off before you start wrapping. I tried doing it with it on there, but it's a little difficult. So if you're gonna work with cheetah wrap, just keep in mind there's this little clear film on there that you gotta take off. Once you take this off, it makes working with the wrap a little easier. I guess this is the last panel for today, and then I just have the trunk and the roof left. So quick update on the Z. Most of the car is already wrapped. I just have a few parts left that I'm saving for last because those are the parts that are a little harder to wrap. But overall, everything's been going pretty smooth. I was able to get this A-pillar wrapped without removing it, so I'm pretty stoked on that. The trunk and everything turned out pretty good. The edges are turning out pretty clean, so happy with that. Let me show you guys what the other side looks like. So I just quickly threw this fender and side skirt on just to kind of get a sneak peek of what the car's gonna look like, and I'm getting super excited. I have a few parts left. I got this fender, one more side skirt, and then the front and rear bumpers. So I decided I wanted to show you guys my thought process when it comes to wrapping parts. There's already plenty of videos out on YouTube that show you how to wrap cars, so I'm not gonna go too in depth. I just kind of want to show you guys how I think. So it's kind of for the people that are out there that have never wrapped. It's actually really simple once you figure out how the material works. So I'll show you guys how I do things. So when it comes to parts like fenders, some people leave them on the car because it's sturdy and they can get a better stretch onto the part. For me personally, I consider myself an amateur and it's easier for me to get into like corners and edges with the part off the car. Maybe down the road, if I get more experience, I'd be able to wrap something like a fender with it on the car. But for now, it's easier for me this way. So I'm gonna prep this fender real quick and I'll show you guys how I get this thing wrapped. I'm hoping to have it done tonight. Okay, so after you prep your fender with some alcohol, I also use a dry microfiber just to clean it all up. And then for the most part, you could wrap a car on your own, but when it comes to applying the vinyl onto a part like this, having a second person definitely helps. So if you could get a second set of hands, definitely do. So the first thing I do is I just try to stretch the material out and just get rid of all these creases before I use my squeegee. So I'm just gonna go around and do all that, try to stretch it all out, and then we'll start squeegeeing all the air out. Okay, so last night I was able to get the vinyl on the fender, and the next step is to just grab a heat gun. And you kind of want to go over the entire panel just to make sure you don't have any air bubbles. The way this material works is it actually sticks when you heat it. So yeah, once I lay it down, I just go over the whole thing with the heat gun. Sometimes there's some air bubbles that you miss, so you can still work those out. And then I also go over every single curve, all the edges. That way the material sticks to the edge. And then the next step is just gonna be to cut off all the excess material. So the way I've seen other wrappers do it is they actually leave like a super small amount. They cut it off almost right along the edge and then they just tuck it in. I like to leave about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. That way I just have more of it sticking under the panel. Okay, so when it comes to this area of the fender, as you can see, the film is pretty much just resting over here. But if you go down here, it's pulled in a different direction. So there's actually some like tension here. So what I like to do in these areas is I just make a bunch of relief cuts. So especially right here, as you can see, it's pretty tight. I just go around and I make a bunch of relief cuts like this. And I do it about 1/2 inch away from the actual curve. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around and do all that. And then I just heat it up again and tuck it in. And then I go from the inside and I just cut it all out. And that's pretty much it. This is how I go about wrapping. I might have been doing some things wrong, but I'm still learning. So I guess on to the next part. All right, so we're gonna attempt to wrap the front bumper right now. The boys came through to help out. So what I did is I actually used a separate piece and did like a little inlay in this area because this little crease here, it's just gonna keep popping up if we used one piece. So I ended up doing this right here and I'm thinking that's gonna work out pretty good. So now we're gonna stretch this piece on. We decided to throw the bumper on the car because it's so flimsy, it's gonna be pretty tough to do it on the table. So let's give it a shot. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah, maybe you should try blowing her or something.
She sent
Anyways,
too hard.
we were about to start wrapping the bumper and our heat gun went out, so that's a big L. All right, so it's the next day, change of plans. We're actually gonna attempt to wrap it with it on the table like this. It's actually pretty sturdy like this when it's stretched out. We got a new heat gun. The boys aren't here, but wifey's here to help me stretch this piece of vinyl on here. So yeah, hopefully the rest of the bumper will be okay with one piece. Other than that, I painted the grill flat black and I'm thinking I'm just gonna do the vinyl line right along here. Originally, I was gonna use the knifeless tape for this area and just go all around, but honestly, I don't have enough experience with knifeless tape and I feel like it's just gonna be easier for me to use a blade. So I'm not gonna use the knifeless tape. We're just gonna wrap the rest of the bumper with one piece. And then I'll just use the knife to make the cut around the grill. I guess let's just end it and see how it turns out. Okay, so I was originally gonna do an inlay for this license plate area, but he said that we'll be fine with one piece. He wrapped his Z with one piece, so we're not gonna do an inlay. We're just gonna lay this one piece on here. And this is the last piece. This is the last part we're getting wrapped, so we're almost there. Shout out to the boys for coming through. I just gotta finish up the front bumper, but this is what it's looking like so far. Pretty clean. I'm liking it. Thanks, David. Let's get this rear bumper wrapped.
What is that air cover?
Do you have enough on your side?
Yeah,
I have a lot on my
there's
side.
Oh, barely, but we're good.
That was sick.
Yeah.
How fat the rows are.
Oh, too much heat.
Hold on. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Too much heat.
That's fine. We'll just do a separate piece right there.
Yep.
We were gonna do that at first anyways. It's all good. It's all good. We were gonna do an inlay here, so we'll just do an inlay over those.
No, we'll just rip this whole bumper off.
Nah, we're not going back. We're almost done. We're almost done. Bro, I honestly, I don't care at all. That there's
It's not my car.
all right, shout out to the boys for coming through. Thanks for helping out, big time, bro. You guys
easily.
saved me. Saved me, bro. We're almost done. This is the rap master right here.
That's what they say.
Shout out Slav Skids. Alright, so finally done wrapping all of the parts. Here's how the front bumper turned out. Front bumper is all good to go. This side is all pieced back together. Rear bumper turned out decent. Here's the inlay that I did. It's not very noticeable, but I think it'll look good from a couple feet away. And here's also the other one. I did it right along this body line, so it's very hard to notice. You won't really know unless you know. Now is the fun part of the entire process, which is just piecing the entire car back together. So this side's done. Let's hop over to this side, throw this fender side skirt on, and we're almost there. Alright, so we got the rear bumper on, side skirts on. What I'm gonna do now is actually throw my taillights in. So these are the taillights that come on the 03, 05 models. They're pretty ugly. Mine are cracked and they've been leaking. So I'm actually gonna be upgrading to the 06, 08 LED tails. So these look so much better in my opinion, if you look at it right there. And they're actually plug and play. So I'm just gonna pop those bulbs out and plug that right into there. And we should be good to go. All right, guys, well, the 350Z is officially done. We're actually gonna take it out for the first drive tonight. The boys are actually gonna come through right now and we're gonna just grill and then go for a cruise. So it's gonna be the first drive. Oh, they're actually pulling up right now. Squad. Okay. Anyways, there's one more thing I had left to do was this rear wing. So I just gotta finish wrapping this and throwing it on and then we should be good to go. I actually have some headlights on order. I know these headlights are super crusty and I've been slacking on that, but I do have some on order, so we're gonna replace this and the car should be looking solid. But I'm excited to take it out for a drive tonight.
All right, you're open. Good, open the door. Get to open the door. What's up?
What'd you have to do?
What?
So, what did you do?
The side skirt that was like bump. Yeah.
Dang, what a system.
And then you just like, hoppa.
Sick.
There you go.
Oh, so the door doesn't open if it's up?
Oh no.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wait.
Oh, that's sketch.
Anyways.
All right, we got sideways Alec and we got sideways Alex over here.
We outside, baby.
First time the Z's are with each other. So I was debating on running that rear lip that he has on his car right there. I don't know how well you guys could see it, but yeah, I think I like that better. So I'm gonna end up wrapping mine and throwing it on the car because it just looks kind of bare without it. And then definitely the roof wing. It's just definitely missing that. It looks so much better with the roof wing. So we're almost there, but we're gonna go out right now, send it with the boys. Should be a good night. spectators. Honda gang, baby. Yeah, he just pulled up and was like, hey, can I spectate? Why not, man? So rear wing is wrapped. My boy David came through. New headlights are in. Time to take these crusty boys off. Gonna throw the wing on. Got everything knocked out in one video. I didn't think these were gonna come in. That's why this wrap video is taking forever, but let's get it done. Thank you, bro. Thanks for wrapping half my car. Thanks for the help. Bam! The Z is officially done. Thanks for all the help. Now let's get this thing out of the driveway and go get some rollers. So we got this rear bumper piece on today and I'm pretty happy with how it looks, but overall I think the wrap turned out pretty decent. The headlights look way better. I'm glad I got these new headlights, but other than that I think that'll be it. Shout out to the boys, Oleg, Alec, Eddie, and then David. Shout out Slav Skids for helping out wrapping my bumpers and whatnot. Wifey and pretty much anyone that helped with the wrap. Just wanted to say thanks to you guys. Next for the Z is maybe a hydro. I need to get a hydro for this thing, and then possibly some 3-piece wheels. But the RPF ones look okay for now, but I eventually want to get some shiny 3-piece wheels, so that'll be down the road. But I guess that'll be it for this video. Sorry it's a long one. I was trying to make this video a little shorter, but there's just so much footage that I had. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of the color and how the Z sits now. So yeah, next video we actually got some new wheels. I might be able to fit them on the Z, but I got some new wheels that I want to run on my S2000, so stay tuned. And once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.